Hello, hope you're doing great. This is Maria Panir Rajan. I'm a software developer and I have been working in our computer graphics industry for over 11 years now. So basically, I started in the year 2009 and I started off as an independent game developer. Till date, we have released over 20 odd commercially successful online games. So initially, we were developing games using Flash when that was popular, and then more recently, we have developed games using HTML5, and so that's that's how I started as a game developer. And then I had the opportunity to work as a compositor in a studio called Prime Focus. So I was working in their animation division. So I joined as a compositor, and eventually I moved to the pipeline team. So while at Prime Focus Animation, I had the opportunity to work on a show called Legends of Chima for Cartoon Network. So that was like a dream because when I was when I was a kid, I spent most of my time watching the cartoons in Cartoon Network, and to get a opportunity to work on a show for Cartoon Network, a TV series for Cartoon Network, that was like a dream. So I had a really good time at Prime Focus Animation, and then I had the opportunity to work as a pipeline software developer in a visual effects company called MPC, Moving Picture Company, part of Technicolor. So there, I had a blast, and got the opportunity to work on some of the biggest blockbusters in the world. Like movies like Batman versus Superman, and Lion King and Jungle Book. All these movies were larger than life, and it was an extraordinary opportunity to meet amazing people, and learn a lot of things, and help from the technical standpoint, being part of the pipeline team. So especially the movie Jungle Book, that was an amazing and extraordinary opportunity, because again, while I was a kid and growing up, I remember watching Jungle Book almost on an everyday basis. Every night, as a kid, I used to watch Jungle Book, and to get an opportunity to work on the live action version of the movie was it was again it's like a dream, and it was an amazing opportunity. And then more recently, so I even had the opportunity to start my own media company. So basically like an animation company. So we even produced about some seven odd animated content, online content, and that was also fun. But again, because of the COVID, we had to close shop. We had to wind down the company that we founded. And by the grace of God, now I have been greatly fortunate to work in an amazing animation company called Assemblage Entertainment in Mumbai. So here I am helping out as a pipeline software developer. So it's been I consider myself greatly blessed, and really lucky to have been able to be involved in all these amazing projects and amazing companies, working alongside extraordinary people. So that's been my journey till now. I know there's still miles to go, but I truly believe that if you chase and pursue your dreams, they really do come true. So yeah. So the reason why I personally chose computer graphics industry is because ever since I could remember, I loved just these three things: computer science, computer graphics, and storytelling. And what better industry is there than our computer graphics, animation, and visual effects industry to explore these three avenues: computer science, computer graphics, and storytelling, than our industry. So that I always wanted to be part of creative storytelling and creative movie making. I still vividly remember when I was in my fifth standard holidays. My elder sister, her name is Sumita, and she was the one. I mean, she was studying in first year, college, and she was the one who first introduced me to this application called Flash. All right, so it was Macromedia Flash at the time. Now it's Adobe Animate is what I believe, but at that time, when she introduced me to this application where you can just draw something like a butterfly, and like you can just get it animated, like bringing your drawings to life, was something that was mind blowing for me, because that when I saw that first, and I got to understand that this is something that you could learn, and you could make a living out of doing these, making all these graphic images move. That was a big eye opener, and I fell in love with computer graphics. And when I got to know that you can write small scripts, even in Flash, there was a scripting language called ActionScript 3. So by writing small scripts, you can make those drawings to be smarter and react to your user inputs and so on. So those kind of things were very fascinating to me, even when I was like really young, fifth standard holidays. And so I started playing with that ever since. And and I just fell in love with computer graphics, computer science, and storytelling. So I there's no other industry I would rather be than our computer graphics, animation, and visual effects industry. So yeah. So, how do we improve the stability in our workplace? To answer that question, it's important to understand that we are in the show business, right? So, at the end of the day, visual effects and animation, in games, it's show business, right? Like only when you have, the brightest, or the the most interesting pixels on screen, people come to see that, and that's how we make money, right? So that's how the industry survives. The entire industry, it's all about showmanship. The biggest shows, right? If we even call the projects that we work on in our respective studios as shows, right? So Lion King was a big show, right? And only when a lot of people come to the theaters to see the show that you as a digital artist put together, the show succeeds. And because the show succeeds, the animation studio succeeds, and when the studio succeeds, artist succeeds, and the entire industry flourishes. So the show needs to go on right? So that's very, very important, right? Like we are in the show business, and the show needs to win. So to have stability, when you talk about stability in the workplace, it's all about creatively collaborating with our fellow artists, not just in our small cubicle, or not just in our team, or not just not even just inside our respective companies that we work with, but looking at the bigger picture, right? Looking at our entire industry as a whole, and supporting each other, supporting each artist. Say for example, something that might be useful for another artist, right? So you only when we have that open and sharing, we already have that as an industry. That's one of the reasons that we are really strong. But acknowledging that we need to be there for each other, and stand hand in hand, and put on the biggest shows for the planet, right? So that's when I believe our industry and our workplace becomes more stable, when we are able to put on bigger shows, and attract more people to come and see the work that we do. Now this can only happen when as artists, and fellow teammates, we like stand there and be there for each other, and like share our knowledge, and make our workplace more open, and and understand that it's at the end of the day it's about the artists, and the artists are the people who put together the shows, and the shows make money, right? So that's my perspective on making our workplace more stable. It's all about supporting each other as artists, and putting on the biggest and the most inspiring shows. So yeah. So in terms of the future of the pipeline software department, I personally believe that even now, most of the off-the-shelf tools such as Maya or Nuke, Katana, and all these Mari and Substance Painter, and all these software tools, off-the-shelf tools, are becoming more and more accessible to almost like a team of any size. So now we are in a time where like things that took Pixar, when they did Toy Story, the first Toy Story, when for them to render a single frame, I believe it took them some 2 or 3 days, right? So that computation power, right, like so is at your hands, right? In just your laptop, you have so much more computation power, and also so much more tools, right? Like in those old days during Toy Story 1, the artists literally had to write the tools for creating the movie, right? Like there was not, Maya did not exist at the time, right? So but now with more and more tools becoming accessible, with Blender, with tools like open source tools like Blender, and even Unreal is now, it's like free until a certain point, and you have Unity, and like all these tools are now very easily accessible, and they have really competitive pricing points as well. So, and you have very good hardware. So this is really fascinating, and it's a very interesting time in our industry, because with this access, now the entry point, right, like anybody can start doing this, right? So that's a good thing. That's a very good thing, because everybody can start creating animation, and everybody can create high quality high quality renders and so on. So that's a very good thing. Now with that, on the flip side, when you think about it, everybody can start doing this, right? Like so there's no competitive advantage, right? So at the end of the day, we are an industry and it's a business, right? So if everybody can do these high-end renders, so why do we need to so all these bigger studios or bigger setups would start losing their competitive advantage, and so eventually there would be a lot of undercutting. People will just start undercutting each other, and then eventually there won't be any much money at all, right? Because if you're just competing with each other, there's it's not a really healthy sign. So with regards to the future of where I see, especially the research and development department, which I am part of, is it's going to gain a lot more significance, because the only thing that is going to separate your company, your animation company, from another company is the technology that you hold, is the proprietary, innovative innovative technology that you as a company hold. Because so that's the only thing which is going to set you apart, because the off-the-shelf tools are not going to just be sufficient, because anybody else can just download the same software and do those renders. Only when respective companies take time to invest in their own proprietary technology, only when they put in the work to do the research and come up with new solutions and better ways, and which are 10x better than the competition and off the shelf tools, only then would each of the respective companies, respective animation studios, have that competitive advantage. So with regards to the future, I see more and more investments and more importance being given to the R&D and the research side of things when it comes to our industry. So yeah, so that's my perspective on the future of the R&D department in our CG industry. So my 3 tips for spreading positivity in our VFX industry are, the first one would be, always look at the big picture, right? So it's as artists, it's very easy to get caught up in individual pixels, or individual like a 3D model, or as to be too stuck to a single idea, or it could even be your idea, right? So allow creative differences to flourish, because at the end of the day, the show must succeed, right? So that's the perspective that each of us in our industry need to always have in our mind. It's not about an individual person, it's not about an individual 3D model, or an individual composite, or it's not about the individual things, but it's about the big picture, it's about the entire show, right? So always keep the big picture in mind. And the second thing would be be there for each other, right? So we are all artists, that's the reason we are here. And in our industry, the thing that differentiates our computer graphics industry is, most of the people who come into our industry come here because of the love that they have for art and creativity and design, right? So everybody here are driven by passion and love for what they do. So be there for each other, right? So we are all on the same boat, and it's really important to be there for each other, support each other, and have each other's back. And my third point to spread positivity in our industry is, make people laugh, do something silly, or learn some good jokes, or even some dad jokes for that matter, and tell them to people and make them laugh and have a good time. At the end of the day, we are in the show business, and there's no business like show business.